Hi, and welcome back to Chuck's Tuesday Tips. Sorry about last week, but I couldn't get anyone to help me film, so I couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. I could film the empty bench without me, or set the camera on me and not show you what I was doing. So anyhow, this week we're wrapping up the Santa Barbara Kitfox project. You saw my two little ones that I had laying down here. They wanted one sitting. Now, remember I talked about how small these foxes were, and I showed you in comparison to a regular gray fox. Well, oh my God, how did I get this mannequin here? Well, you know what I did? I wrapped it. I haven't sewed it up all the way here, so I could hopefully show you here that it's wrapped. And what I did is I wrapped it just like we'd wrap a bird body. And then I wired it, put one main wire in like you would for the bird. The head I carved from a piece of foam. And what I did is I used my carcass for reference. I set it up and froze it in a sitting position. Then I used my charts with my measurements on it to get it to the correct shape. Now, here's another issue. Oh my God, let's look at the ear liners. Here's some fox ear liners. As you can see, they're miles too big, especially for the little one. Now, a lot of people would use Bondo, but you know how I feel about Bondo. So, oh my God, what did I do? Well, what I did was, I always save everything. I saved an old ear liners that I screw up when I cut them. Over here I have some boiling water, and I threw this old ear liner, well, not this one, because obviously, into the water, and like magic flattened it out. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a small ear liner. I was going to use the fox one, but I had to mount it, and I couldn't get anyone to film, like I said. So what do? I take the ear liner cartilage out of the fox, and I set it on here, and I traced it, you know, and it wasn't going to be perfect, but it didn't matter. But basically I traced it out, cut it out, and I did this on all of them. And then I had a basic shape, and then I re-dipped it in the water, and I just formed it. I'm going to try and form this back into a deer ear without a mold. Like a lot of times how they do make them is they take a Bondo thing, looks like this, but of course I don't have the right side, but this will work for reference. They have a mold that they make, and they lay the ear on it, and it gets it into the shape as it's drying. Of course, now I got an upside down ear because it's the wrong side, but you get the point anyway. So I just free formed them like that into the fox ear, and that's how I made my little ear liners, because like I said, I just cannot stand Bondo. And the purpose of this whole exercise was to let you know that just because there's not a mannequin in the book that says super small Kitfox on it, that doesn't mean you got to cut your wrists or go out of business. There's ways to do it. And if you remember, this one we took out of the cottontail body, turned a rabbit into a fox. This one I took the smallest laying down Kitfox body mannequin I could find, shrunk it down and turned it into a sleeping fox. And then this one here I just made from wrapping it with wood wool, just like you would a bird body. Oh, one other thing I did was I traced the carcass, the main carcass, traced a little template off the body and cut that out and used that to get my basic shape. I wrapped the core first. After I wrapped the core, I put my leg wires in, my tail wire in. Then I started building up to the basic shape, and then once I got it close, I didn't just go with that. We had to add a little bit of cotton, just like you would, I don't know if you could see that on a bird. So I used the cotton here to fill in and bring out the detail. And as you can see, it's still wet. I'm still working it, but it's really coming together really nice. I'm really happy with it. I think they're gonna love it. So the next step for me to do now is just to sew this last one up. Hey, one advantage to the wrap bodies is, look, you can move the legs and get in there to sew, you know, unlike the foam mannequins. So all I have to do on this project now is sew this one up, blow it out, regroom it, blow these out, regroom them, and then I think they're going to put them in a plastic case. Oh, if you want to know about the suit, had to go to court again today. I got another arrest for malicious scruffiness. Well, suspicion of malicious scruffiness, and the judge dismissed it again. So that makes 12 arrests, no convictions. But they keep trying. I don't know why being maliciously scruffy is against the law, but I guess it is. So anyhow, I'm going to get to sewing this. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week on Chuck's Tuesday Tips.